his location, but he is in jail.
Okay. And what do they do if they are arraigned for something like this? What do they get? A bond over or no bond or what?
We're gonna be asking for a no bond. He's in jail under no bond right now. So don't officially know what the reason was. Again, it's still under investigation. But yeah, this was the Selma High football star.
Do we know any connection?
Yeah.
I just gave you that.
Yeah, now what, I know Mayor Perkins said that a lot of the tips that came in led to his finding out who the suspect is and the arrest. How do you feel about that?
Well, he's right. You need public participation. It helps speeds up arrests, and it helps make sure that something is finally done as far as catching somebody. A lot of times, if you don't have information from witnesses and the public, it's hard to make a case. So he's correct.
I heard you say yesterday on the radio, on Terry Show, that you felt like before next week, before you...
Oh yeah, yeah. With all the different agencies involved in this, I knew he would be captured real soon. Yeah.
Is there any known connection between Officer Moore and Mr. Stubbs?
No, I don't know if he was familiar with him or not.
You get the details on how the arrest was made?
Yeah, they arrested him in this morning, early morning, at some Tuscaloosa apartments, and he was arrested without incident. Yeah.
Was the officer killed in uniform, clearly on
Right.
duty?
He was clearly on duty. He had went home to get something to eat. So he was still on duty. Right.
Do we know what type of weapon was used, or are you releasing what type of weapon was used? I'm pretty sure you don't.
It was a gunshot. You know, I won't get into specific gun type, but it was a gunshot. Yeah.
So what's the next step? What's going to happen from here? And how long do you think it will be before this could actually get to trial?
It's going to be a while before it goes to trial, but we actually have an arraignment Friday at 10 a.m. at the Dallas County Courthouse in Circuit Court, Judge Pettaway courtroom, 10 a.m. So the process has started already.
How do you feel about the governor and all of the law enforcement agencies that have converged on Selma and the support that they gave as a result of his death?
Yeah, you had the governor, the attorney general's office, the Office of Prosecution Services, the District Attorney Association. Everybody has expressed their condolences and any help that they could provide. So that's always important as a show of support amongst the law enforcement community and others.
And will this help you as president in terms of the association's goals for what you guys are trying to accomplish under your leadership?
Well, it shows what happens when all these agencies work together, but also it shows that police officers and other law enforcement officials have very dangerous jobs. I mean, it's a very important job, but it's also a very dangerous job. They don't get paid enough to do what they do. And certainly on the streets of Selma, they have a lot more they have to deal with. And so we have to thank them for what they do. I mean, they help keep everybody safe. You want to be able to go to bed and sleep comfortably, knowing that the police are out there. And the final thing, it's just dumb to kill an officer, because you're destroying the community you're living in, and you know every agency around is going to get involved. So it's just dumb.
What can we do in Selma to curb the gun violence? Is surveillance cameras, things like that, something we should be doing?
Yeah, I know the mayor has set up a meeting with these cameras. These cameras that'll be put on poles. He's already set up some stuff, trying to get there here in Selma. Those always video and pictures are always very important to a case. If you have that, short of a witness, short of an eyewitness, if you can capture folks on camera. But now this technology is so sophisticated. They read tags, they read the model of cars, they spot your face, and they can do things with that. And my understanding is, and Mary can speak more on that, but my understanding is he's trying to get that here in Selma.
What about those that think it's Big Brother having a camera like that?
Well, if you go to other countries, you go to England, you can't go down the street without being photographed. They can tell you what store you went into, where you walked, all those kind of things. And so the presentation I saw, the cameras, if it's put in Selma, would be able to do that type of thing. Locate where you were 2 weeks ago, if you was on that street or that kind of thing. So it ain't just Selma, it ain't just other places. I mean, they doing it all over the world because eyewitnesses sometimes are very reluctant to come forward because they fear for their safety. So if you had a person on camera, or a lot of times get spotting the tag, we just recently had those two guys that shot the two folks in Wilcox, where one of the guys died. His tag was spotted by one of those. His tag was entered into by the Drug Task Force. The Montgomery PD had the traffic camera stuff up. They spotted the tag because it was in the system, and that's how they caught those two guys. Well, they caught one, and then they did a search warrant, caught the other one in Montgomery. But because the tag was fed into the system, they caught these guys. So that's very important.
Now, you also said, this is my last question, that on the air that you expect some of the other agencies like the state troopers and other agencies will come in after this is over
Right.
and help in the city of Selma.
We've talked about that. As a matter of fact, I spoke to somebody high up in Aaliyah, and they're going to do it. They're going to put troopers in. We've had meetings. I met with the mayor's chief and assistant chief in the sheriff's office. So they told me that was no problem. They'd be glad to do it. And so you will start seeing more troopers in Selma helping out. And of course, the more police officer type thing, then the less likely crime would be committed. Because I've spoken at places where criminals have acknowledged, or former criminals have acknowledged that they are aware of if there's a lot of law enforcement or not on the streets, on whether they do something or not. So this will be an added layer. And of course, we have an ATF office set up now here. I talked to the FBI yesterday. They're working on trying to get a FBI agent or two here set up like they used to have. But when the building was in, the mold and all that, that's when they relocated to Montgomery. We never got them back. But I spoke to the guy yesterday telling him about the importance of us having an office here, and they're working on that. So what we're trying to do is get all these agencies, and of course the Drug Task Force. Actually, one of the agents lives in Dallas County, and we're trying to get all these other agencies to set up somebody here too. So we have a presence. Yeah. So anyway, but I need to get on.
Do we know if this drug or a gang related?
I have my theories right now, but I need to get stuff confirmed. But again, a lot of stuff will start coming out because we have an arraignment Friday. A lot of stuff will be coming out about the bond when we argue the bond. A lot of things will come out about this defendant when we're arguing a bond. And we're asking for a no bond, So, but they still, the defense has a right to argue for a bond. And that'll bring, if you're in court, you'll hear a lot of things that's on the record. Yep.